This is First Esdras 4 and 37. Wine is wicked. The king is wicked. Women are wicked. All the children or men are wicked. And such are all their wicked works. And there is no truth in them. In their unrighteousness also they shall perish. I'd like to start off by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Haloim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad. The Akim and the Aquat that's listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing that the lesson is edifying. It's the brother Shawab Amawan back at you with another lesson. And going into that title, Great Miseries Are Coming to You Israelite Women. All right. And I'm going to bring out First Esdras 4 and 37 once again. Wine is wicked. The king is wicked. Women are wicked. All the children of men are wicked. And such are all their wicked works. And there is no truth in them. In their unrighteousness also they shall perish. Okay. So, going into that title, right? A lot of great miseries are going to be done to these women in these last days. All right. Why? Because, great miseries is coming to those that walked in great pride in the latter days, right? But the most that walk around in pride, all right, after Esau, Edom, all right, is these women on earth. Okay. And this is why the Lord's going to bring hella judgment to you Israelite women, all right, for walking in the ways of Esau, all right, walking around with great pride. This is Second Ezra 8 and 50, and it says, "For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride." Okay, and again, all right, these women walk in great pride because you got the serpent today. All right, Esau, Edom, all right, has made these women feel like they have so much power. All right, let's grab this. This is Jeremiah 31 and 22. It says, "How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter?" Okay, speaking of the Israelite woman. "For the Lord Yahweh has created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man." All right, and to be honest, all right, there's no new thing under the sun, as the scriptures say. All right, see, it's a new thing to us, and it might feel like a new thing to us because men were always in rulership, you see. But according to the scriptures, all right, there's no new thing under the sun. Okay. And it was, it feels like a new thing because we're used to seeing men running shit. All right. But in this society, with all the feminism that's being pushed out, okay, it might seem like it's a new thing. Okay, let's grab that real quick. This is Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. And it says, "The thing that has been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It has been already of old time, which was before us." All right. And the scriptures tell you that everything written aforetime was written for our learning. All right. So going back to the beginning of Genesis, all right, you had the serpent in the garden, all right, was telling Eve that she can be like unto a god. All right. And that's exactly, all right, what you have seen. That's what you see today. All right. That same exact serpent like philosophy, all right, being told to these women. All right. And this is why, can pass over a man because of feminism. All right. Let's just go real quick. All right. To Genesis 3 and 1, it says, "Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, right, which the Lord Yahweh had made. And he said unto the woman, yeah, has Yahweh said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent," all right, see, so the Lord had commanded us not to eat, all right, of this particular tree, all right, because this particular tree was filled with different philosophies, all right, other than what we were have been taught. Okay. So it says, the woman said unto the serpent, yea, ye may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the Salaka. And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden. All right. Yahweh has said, ye shall not eat of it. All right. And that was talking about Esau, Edom, which he came in the form of a serpent at that time. You see? So, and it was not actually a real serpent. It was a sly, treacherous man. All right. That word serpent goes into a sly, a very deceitful man, you see, and he was filled with what? A philosophy. Okay. And he whispered in her ear, basically telling her that she can become a god. All right. That she can basically usurp authority over a man, as the scriptures tell you that a woman should not usurp authority over a man. All right. It says, but of the fruit of the tree, which is in the midst of the garden, Yahweh has said, ye shall not eat of it, neither ye shall touch it. All right. Shall ye touch it, lest ye die? You see, because one, you weren't supposed to deal with these other nations, right? You weren't supposed to deal with nobody that's out of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai's congregation. All right. You were always supposed to deal with a Israelite man, you see. So even touching it, was going to put you in a bad situation, all right, where you will end up dying, okay, because you were going to end up sinning and going off, okay. It says, and the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. All right, here goes that serpent, that treacherous guy, all right, feeding and whispering that philosophy into the ear of Eve. All right, ye shall not surely die, for Yahweh. Select it, hold on. I think it's tripping right now. It says, for Yahweh does not know that in the day, Salaka, for Yahweh does know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. All right. And this is one of the main reasons why the Lord has deprived the woman from wisdom in today's society. You see, the woman had wisdom at one point, all right, because you know, going into the Lord taking the rib from Adam, okay, that was basically him putting in that intelligence that Adam had. You see, that same intelligence was given on to that woman, all right, but then it was taken away. You see, so that's why the woman today is deprived from wisdom. She clamorous woman is simple and she knoweth nothing, okay, because that was taken away from her true wisdom. So it says, and when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, you see, basically going into that food of thought, you see, she felt that, all right, he makes sense. Okay. And that it was pleasant to the eyes, you see, pleasant in her eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise. She took of the fruit, that philosophy thereof, and did eat, and also uh and the way that's a philosophy is because the Lord said to us, right, eat this roll, right, eat this roll. So her eating, all right, that fruit was going into a philosophy, all right. Instead of eating the roll of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, she ate the roll of the serpent, okay. And see, and that's a cut on all these Christianity doctrines. Oh, you ate an apple. Where the hell does it say that it ate an apple? It says a fruit, you see. And it says, and gave on also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. You see, and now the husband's going off. That's why the scriptures say the transgression was not in Adam, but it was in the woman. All right, because she basically came and fed him the same philosophy. All right, and it says, and the eyes of them both were opened, and they knew that they were naked. All right, they were ashamed basically, and they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. Okay. And they heard the voice of the Lord Yahweh, which is the voice of the Lord was what? All right. The prophets. There were already prophets in the garden, man. All right. They were considered as those trees. Those were the righteous trees that she was supposed to constantly eat from. All right. It says, and his wife hid themselves, Salaka, heard the voice of the Lord Yahweh, walking in the garden in the cool of the day, and Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord Yahweh amongst the trees of the garden. All right. And the Lord Yahweh called unto Adam and said unto him, where art thou? And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked. Okay. And I hid myself. All right. Meaning that he was in shame, you see. And the funny part was that they couldn't hide themselves among the trees in the garden, all right, because they stuck out. Okay. It said, and he said, who told thee that thou was naked? Hast thou eaten of the tree whereof I commanded thee that thou shalt not eat? And the man said, the woman whom thou gave to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I did eat. And the Lord Yahweh said unto the woman, what is this that thou hast done? And the woman said, the serpent beguiled me. You see, and that's why women today don't take accountability. All right, because she couldn't even take accountability of what she did. All right, in the garden, after the fact that the Lord told her not to eat of this tree. You see, but she wanted to say the serpent beguiled me. You see, you beguiled yourself at the end of the day because you took on to that philosophy. And I did eat. And the Lord Yahweh said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. And that's why Esau pretty much is bugged out to this day. All right. Because he is in total confusion. All right. That dust represents confusion. All right. And it says, and I will put enmity between thee and the woman. Okay. And between thy seed and her seed. All right. Going into, basically Israel. All right. That's why there is a big Esau's always against his brother Jacob. All right, because that's that enmity that was put between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed, and it shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Okay. And then it says, on to the woman, he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and conception. All right, this is why they have sharp pains when it comes to pregnancy. This is why they go through periods the way they do. All right. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. Okay. And a man is always supposed to rule over his woman. But see, in today's society, a woman has compassed a man. All right. Because this goes all the way back to that garden, you see, and the woman, I mean, the man is basically under a curse in these days that the woman has compassed above them, you see, above him, and basically has, and through that feminist, all right, she usurps authority over a man, okay, and that's why these women are just as good as dead, okay, because these women, all right, remember, she said what? She said it was pleasurable to her. All right, let me read that again, that part. Uh, it was pleasant to her. Okay, she thought that the food was good. All right, meaning the philosophy, and it was pleasant to her. All right, to be pleasant is to be pleasurable to the eyes. Okay, and a tree to be desired. You see, when you desire something, that's also something that you know is pleasurable to you. Okay, so what's the scripture say? She that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. Okay, so with that being said, all right, this is why great miseries is coming to you women, because you walk in great pride to this day. And that was a sign of pride when she said the serpent has beguiled me. All right, instead of taking accountability for it. All right. See, Adam was on point. Adam listened, got the philosophy from his woman, not from the serpent himself. See, the serpent wouldn't go up to Adam because he would have never fell for it. All right. But because the woman, all right, which that's a spiritual thing to this day. All right. Women, I mean, men, they pretty much follow after the things that they women say. They women tell them what to do, you know, all that feminism. All right. But that's why Adam had to be, punished for it. All right. And basically a whole entire nation was punished. Okay. Because you had to listen to the woman, you see. And that's why the scriptures tell you, let's grab that real quick. Uh, this is Ecclesiasticus 25 and where's it at? 19. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. Okay. So, Adam, ended up sinning by listening to his wife. Okay. And going off. So, that's why everything fell, you see. And that's why women are just one of the most wicked things on planet Earth today. All right. And the scriptures tell you that. All right. Uh, to the beginning of her came sin. All right, as a matter of fact, it's right here. 24 of the woman became the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Okay. Let's grab real quick Ecclesiastes 7 and 28. All right. And it says, and I mean 26, and I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands. Whoso pleaseth Yahweh shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. Behold, this have I found, saith the preacher, counting one by one, to find the account which yet my soul seeketh, but I found not. One man among 1,000 have I found, but a woman among all those have I not found. All right. And that's why I brought out First Ezra, the 4th chapter. All right. The main focal point in that verse was what? Okay. That women are wicked. Okay. So let me show you the wickedness of a woman. All right. Let me grab a couple of these little videos. I'll pretty much close it out. All right. This is, let's grab, I got 3 videos I'm going to play. So, okay, now I'll play this one first.
As niggas that's still living in the 1800s that think women belong to y'all and women ain't supposed to be shit but wives and mothers and cooking and old ass niggas that's still living in the 1800s that think women belong to y'all and women ain't supposed to be shit but wives and mothers and cooking and cleaning and
now let's pause that right there. That's exactly what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be a Proverbs 31 woman, right? All right, Titus 2 and 5. A woman says, the scriptures say that a woman is supposed to be a keeper at home. that's your main duty as a woman. You're supposed to be a keeper at home, taking care of the things at home. All right. In all reality, you're really not supposed to be working, but because you wanted to be in that feminist state, all right, Esau gave you, gave you the power to go out there and work, because he's using that against us. You see, that's why he gives these women so many benefits. All right, especially you so-called black women. All right, that's why you constantly getting all the benefits of the of society. All right, because you are used as a weapon toward the Israelite man. Okay, so now these women, they constantly have their degrees, they have all these good jobs, good paying jobs, because Esau has allowed you to do that, man, to weaponize you against the Israelite man. All right, to make you feel like you're overpowered over that man and you can usurp authority over him. All right, because technically you're supposed to just be at home. The men are supposed to go out there and do the work. Okay, now we do live in a society where things are so expensive that, hey, a woman can go out there and help, be a helpmeet onto a brother, what I'm saying, onto her husband. But, technically you're supposed to be at home, making sure things are good at home, house clean, your kids are well taken care of, food on the table, waiting for your husband. Okay. But nah, see, that's not in their nature no more. Okay. Because now it's about, oh, I got a degree, I make my own money, I could do bad all by myself, I don't need no man to take care of me. Okay, that's what this devil has put in their mindset. All right, going all the way back to that garden. Okay, so Titus 2:5 says you're supposed to be a keeper at home. All right. You're supposed to be teaching other women. All right. Teaching them to be sober, to be submissive to their husbands. Okay. None of these women do that. These women give other fucking women bad advice, man, to be whores and smuts, you know, to go out there and live it up. You know, you don't need no man, girl. You know, go out there and get yourself a good job and get your money up. And then see, here it is, you women be having money, but you much rather have men spend their money on you so you keep your money for an scapegoat when that time comes, you know, that you got to leave a man, because that's your plan anyway. Your plan is not to stay with one man. All right, your plan is to, you know, jump from guy to guy and use them for as much as you can until that fire wears out. You see?
And hollering after you motherfuckers. Go sit down. Get off the internet. It is 2025. Women are running shit now. We make our own money. We are business owners. We can open our own bank accounts.
See,
we don't need you niggas.
See, this is why you see your serpent that you love the most, you right? You love daddy Esau so much, right? Because he gives you all these benefits. That's why he taking the benefits away from your ass now. You see? And now all those good paying jobs, you being nurses, you know, being witches, right? Now that's not even considered as a job in the society, man. You see? That's not even considered a true what's the word I'm looking for? A true career, okay? Because Esau's being what Esau is, okay? A liar, a devil, a deceiver. All right, he deceived you in that garden just like he's deceiving you today, making you think that you can have everything, man. All right, but now it's going to now the value of these women, all right, are going down, which they never really had any value anyway. But according to the society, you know, their value's going down, and now the value of an Israelite man is going up. Okay. That's why the Lord said that I will make a man more precious than fine gold. All right. Even more than the golden wedge of Ophir. Right. So you see, you know, these women going back to what they were supposed to be humbled. Okay. Humble ass women sitting your ass down. All right. And having the desire after your husband. All right. And being submissive. All right. And even then, you still going to be wicked as hell and complain about it, you know? And that's why a lot of you women, 2/3 of our nation has to be put to death, right? You have to be cut off and die. And most of them is going to be women, especially you women here in America. All right. And 90% of you women out here in America are going to be put to death. All right. You're going to be ravished. All right. You're going to lose everything. The venture shall fail, man. Everything that was benefiting you in this life is gonna be taken away from you. All right. And you're gonna be humbled. All right. But by then it's gonna be too late. Okay.
It's like we used to no more. So all that shit y'all be talking is irrelevant. Y'all either gonna get with it or get the fuck lost. Y'all either gonna learn how to respect us as women and individuals or get the fuck lost.
Well, the thing is that you're gonna learn how to respect the man, because see, the Lord is about to humble you women. All right. A lot of great miseries. All right. And we know that women can't handle no miseries. The stupidest little shit will happen and you women freak out and you women go through the worst time of your life. You see? But see, that's what's coming. All right. Great miseries for all this pride. That's complete pride that this woman is speaking right here. Okay.
Rates dropping, marriage rates dropping, all that shit. It's because women are
marriage rates are dropping because you women want to be clowns, man. Y'all want to be just straight whores. You want to be your little Meg Stallions and your Cardi B's and shit. You see? That's what I mean. Women get together and they can't even come out with righteous thoughts, righteous ways. Women get together and they come out with more wickedness. You know, this is why women are witches together. You know, you put women together, they'll fucking come up with a plot on how to fucking try to rule the world and be wicked instead of coming out with plots on how to be more righteous and how to serve the Lord. How can we make things better for men? How can we serve our men better? Instead, they want to come out with all these wicked deeds and plots on how to just be more wicked and be more by themselves and live in pleasure. You see?
Fucking sick and tired of y'all treating us like we just objects. You know what I mean? And
Because
every
at
single
the end
time.
of the day, that's exactly what you are. You're a possession. As the scriptures say, he that getteth a wife getteth himself a possession. That's all you ever was. You was a possession from the beginning. You see? Because the Lord said that it is not good that man should be by himself. So I'm going to create for him what? A help meet. All right. And for you to be a help meet, all right, it's just we're your boss. When you go to you don't wing it when your ass go to the job, right? You're gonna do what the hell your boss tells you what to do, right? Well, that's what you were supposed to do with your husband. Do whatever your husband tells you to do, you see, because you are his possession, you see. So it's not that you're tired of men, treating you like shit, this and that, blah, blah. Nah, you took on that philosophy to think that men are treating you like shit and are being too possessive and too commanding and too controlling. All right. Men are being men. That's exactly what a man's supposed to do. He's supposed to rule over you, as we just read, you see. But this society has, torn you apart. All right. And torn you apart from being a real woman. Okay, you just a joke now, and that's why most of you women, all right, are single today, trying to look for that perfect man. And you're never gonna find that man, all right, because the Lord wouldn't allow you to be with a man. He's just gonna give you a piece of shit, all right, that's just gonna use and abuse you and on to the next, you see.
I post some shit on the internet, all them comments y'all be leaving, that is the reason right there. Women are sick of dealing with you old ass niggas. So y'all need to get y'all shit together. Because women are not afraid to be single no more. We rather be by ourselves than with you old ass niggas still living in the 1800s.
Yeah, and that's why your ass will be trying to be a 50-year-old woman, trying to get a BBL and trying to be in competition with your daughters and still trying to look good instead of just sitting your ass down, your old ass down, all right, and doing what's right. Even at 50 years old, you're supposed to be a mature ass woman at 50 years old, and you want to still be a little immature ass woman, you know. Oh, I could find something young. Nah, you're gonna find something stupid, you know, and then you gonna get used like any other man will use you. You see, and then you want to demand respect when a man come at you a certain way, and we men talk to you a certain way because you give the vibration of just being complete whoredom, man. You see.
You old ass niggas that still living in the 1800s that think women belong to y'all and women ain't supposed to be shit but wives and mothers and cooking and cleaning.
All right, that's pretty much the point on that one because she's repeating now. So let's just grab this scripture. All right, I'm about to close it out anyway. All right, I got two more videos. This is Isaiah, because I ain't gonna talk too much on this subject. All right, I'll get loose on these women. This is Isaiah 32 and 9, and it says, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease," and that's exactly what it is. You women, all right, are at ease because Esau has made you at ease. Hear my voice, all right, the prophet's voice, right, which is truly the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Ye careless daughters, all right, because that's what you are, careless as hell. Okay. It says, "Give ear unto my speech." And the reason you women are so careless because you've been given liberty, and the scriptures tell you not to give a woman much liberty. You see, don't let her gather abroad, okay? Because the moment you give her that freedom, all right, you give her a half an arm, she want the whole arm. You see, so you careless women, give ear unto my speech, the word of Yahweh. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. All right, everything is going to fail for you, all your benefits. All right, many years you're going to be troubled, man. A lot of you women are about to get ready to get ravished out here. Okay, and I'm gonna show you why. This is another video. Check this video out.
What you say? Stole my house in the park. Are you okay? No, I'm not okay. I don't know him. I'm not okay. I'm the baddest motherfucker in the whole country. It's fun. No, it's fun. This is a little uncomfortable. Dude, get the fuck out of here. I swear. Oh, please. Yeah, I will. What the fuck? Who the fuck are you? Still fucking man. You can call police or rape or whatever. It doesn't matter. Are you okay?
That shit heavy. What that nigga said. That's the spirit that's being put out there. The vibration. That nigga said, "Let's go home and fuck." Right? I don't care what you do. Go call the police after I grape you. I'm telling you, scriptures say that you women gonna be ravished in these last days, man. At the time of Jacob's trouble, you women gonna be tossed around like a beach ball, man. All right, you want to be disrespectful to men, and then you guys want to have all these open only fan pages and shit showing that you a goddamn porn star, right? Well, this is what's coming to you, okay? Y'all gonna end up. Let me see, real quick. Right. Let me grab this from Susanna. All right. Because what did they try to do to Susanna in the garden? All right. You had two men that were plotting on her. All right. And I'll just try to get straight to the point. All right. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I'm gonna read it real quick. This is I'll take it from 5. It says the same year were appointed two of the ancient of the people to be judges, such as the Lord Yahushua spake of, that wickedness came from Babylon from ancient judges who seemed to govern the people. These kept much at Joachim's house, and all that had any suits in the law came unto them. Now, when the people departed away at noon, Susanna went into her husband's garden to walk, and two elders saw her going in every day. Look, they were already plotting and walking, so that their lust was inflamed toward her. All right. And they perverted their own mind and turned away their eyes, that they might not look onto heaven, nor remember remember just judgments. And albeit they both were wounded with her love, yet durst not one yet durst not one shew another his grief, right? For they were ashamed to declare their lust that they desired to have to do with her. All right. Yet they watched diligently from day to day to see her. And the one said to the other, let us now go home, for it is dinner time. So when they were gone out, they departed the one from another, and turning back again, they came to the same place. And after that they had asked one another the cause, they acknowledged their lusts. Then appointed they a time both together, when they might find her alone. Okay. And it's not saying that she was going off. It was just these niggas was going off. They were being wicked. All right. They were lusting over her because she was beautiful. Right. It says, and it fell out as they watched a fit time, she went in as before with two maids only, and she was desirous to wash herself in the garden, for it was hot. And there was nobody there save the two elders that had hid themselves and watched her. All right. And that's what niggas do today. You got a bunch of weirdo ass niggas that be watching you women, all right, that are beautiful, all right, doing the shit y'all do. Okay. It says, and then she said to her maids, bring me oil and washing balls, and shut the garden doors, that I may wash me. And they did as she bade them, and shut the garden doors, and went out themselves at privy doors to fetch the things that she had commanded them. But they saw not the elders, because they were hid. Now when the maids were gone forth, the two elders rose up and ran on to her, saying, behold, the garden doors are shut, that no man can see us, and we are in love with thee. Therefore consent unto us, and lie with us. If thou wilt not, we will bear witness against thee that a young man was with thee, and therefore thou didst send away thy maids from thee. Then Susanna sighed and said, I am straitened on every side, for if I do this thing, it is death unto me. And if I do not, I cannot escape your hands. It is better for me to fall into your hands than and not do it than to sin in the sight of the Lord Yahushai. With that, Susanna cried with a loud voice, and the two elders cried against her. Then ran the one and opened the garden door. So when the servants of the house heard the cry in the garden, they rushed in at the privy door to see what was done unto her. But when the elders had declared their matter, the servants were greatly ashamed, for there was never such a report made of Susanna. All right. And I ain't even gonna put it, keep reading it, you see. But the point is made. All right. You got weirdos out there, men, all right, that are in total lust. All right, because you have these women today that, they put themselves out as whores, man. They put themselves out as corn stars all day, you see. So by you doing that, all right, these men are already in a lustful spirit. And what's going to happen when you turn them down and the time of Jacob's trouble comes? You see, they're going to be plotting on your little beautiful ass, right? You want to be looking all beautiful and trying to get this attention. Well, now you're going to have attention, you see? And that's why a lot of these women going to be ravished in these days, man. All right. And then you're going to be ravished by these UN troops, these martial law troops. All right. Because, they got the spirit of war booty, man. All right. These are spoils of war according to their head, to their ways, right? Okay. Because that's what you had, spoils of war back in those days. All right. If a man, all right, felt like running up on one of these women, all right, that's what they would do. They would just take these women by force in a time of war. All right. And it's gonna be a time of war in Jacob's trouble, man. That's gonna be a certain type of war. And it's gonna be free game on you women. You see? That's why many days shall you be troubled, and many great miseries shall come to these women that lived in pride in these last days. Okay. So now let's grab this last video. All right. And then I'll close out. All right. This is and I ain't even gonna finish playing the rest of that video. But basically what he was going, he just kept telling her, let's go to this house and smash. All right. And you could call the police, do what you want. All right. Hey, after I pretty much grape you, he said. Okay. Now let's grab this last video. Where's it at? And this is why we tell you to stay away from these women, man, especially the straight nigger woman, man. All right, she the worst out of all these women. All right, and then these other women, the other tribes follow after her because she's the top tribe. Okay. Somebody in this car is gonna put the 800 nigga back home. Somebody in this car got a boyfriend but still cheating. Somebody in this car still talking to the ex. Somebody in this car got a whole bunch of niggas but claims she got one. Somebody in this car go on multiple vacations with niggas. Somebody in this car swear they ain't little bit of niggas. Somebody in this car just cheating on their boyfriend. I mean, I wish the music wasn't behind it. It might be hard for you to hear because my shit is. Matter of fact, let me take it off of mine. Too much bass in my shit. It might work out like this. This car is gonna put the 800 girl like back. Somebody in this car got a boyfriend with still cheating. Somebody in this car still talking to the ex. So far they said there's somebody in this car. These women are all giving up, things that they do. Somebody in this car is getting they kitty, licked through another woman, right? And then they said somebody in this car has a boyfriend, all right, but she still goes and cheats. The third part, she said somebody in this car got a boyfriend. Somebody in this car still talk to their ex. Somebody in this car still talk to their ex. All right, and these women is laughing at this shit, man. See, this is how wicked these women are when they get together, man. Somebody in this car got a whole bunch of niggas, but claims she got one. Somebody in this car go on multiple vacations with different niggas. Somebody in this car swear they ain't love, but get a new nigga to visit. Somebody in this car just cheats on their boyfriend. Somebody in this car got two boyfriends right now, two different area codes. Two different husbands, two different men, and two different area codes, man. All right. One of them said one of these women in his car take hella vacations with different niggas. You see, like this is what's really going on with the mentality of our women, man. This is why they got to be put to death, okay? Because they have to be retaught what their true morals are, man.
Y'all mean. Somebody in this car think they over their ex, but they really not. Somebody in this car want to get married so bad. We can't even want to get married.
And here it is, they doing all this wicked shit, but somebody wants to get married in this car. Who the fuck gonna marry one of you women? All right, well, you're not supposed to be getting married and making covenants with the heathen anyway. All right, there's a certain way that we as Israelites, go through that. All right, and there's no such thing as marriage. All right, because sex is marriage. All right, that's when you cleave onto your woman and your man cleaves onto his wife. You know, but see, who the hell want to use you women to wife you up like that when your value is so gone? You have no value. Every time you sleep with another man, all right, you're devaluing yourself. Your value goes down. You see, a man's value goes up because a man is supposed to have multiple wives. All right. But see, y'all can't wrap your head around that shit. Well, if he can have multiple wives, why can't I have multiple men? All right. That's not how the Lord set it up. The Lord set it up for men to have multiple wives, men, for us to continue our legacy. You see, but see, that's something they can't wrap their head around, man. It's basically they want to be a man so bad, basically.
Somebody in this car want to get married so bad. We can't even want to get married. Ooh, we going ball for ball. Somebody in this car behind radio telling that nigga text. Somebody in this car was on FaceTime with a nigga and want their man. That night. Somebody in this car went to jail for behind some deep. Somebody in this car don't have no job.
Yeah, saying that's a lot of you men end up going to jail over these women. A lot of these women set you up, on purpose. All right. A lot of men are in jail today because of women. All right. That's how wicked they are, man. That's why the Lord said, there's not a more wicked thing than a woman. Okay. This is why Paul said it is best that a man touch not a woman. All right. Not that you can't. All right, but you're gonna have trouble in the flesh, man. You're gonna be in for a ride dealing with these women.
Somebody is called fucking multiple rappers.
Look at that. Smashing multiple rappers and shit, man. When these women say they're gonna go to the bar, to the club, oh, this rapper gonna be there today. That's the first thing they want to do. All of them want to be groupies, and they're all in competition at that damn bar to see who gonna go on with that rapper. All right, and that rapper gonna end up taking hella numbers anyway, and then he gonna hit their asses up anyway. You see, this is the shit that you got to deal with these women on a daily basis, man.
Somebody in her car and somebody in this car. Somebody in this car.
All right, that's pretty much the point on that. These women is just completely out of their minds out here, man. All right, so I'll just end it with this scripture. All right. All right, the vintage shall fail for you women. Great miseries is coming to you women, man. All right, and there's no other way to bring it out. All right. This is 1 Timothy 5:6, and it says, but she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. All right. So you women want to live in pleasure. All right. Well, death is right around the corner for you women. All right. Great miseries is around the corner for each and one of you women that have disrespected men and disrespected yourself most of all, man. All right. Because you didn't want to follow the ways of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. You wanted to follow the ways of that serpent, you see. And call Haloim La Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai for not making my ass a woman. For being a man, you see. Because to be a woman, man, is hey, man, that's a spooky thing. Because women ain't in their right mindset in these days, man. You see. So, a lot of death has to be brought to them to be retaught, so they can learn their place. And ultimately, it's just the Lord humbling them, every single one of them. All right. So the Lord is about to bring a great humbling to these women. All right. In these last days. So, hey, Lord, willing that you were edified. So with that being said, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Haloim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakat Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad. The Akim and the Aquat that was listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing that the lesson was edifying. To the next one, Shalom. Keep fighting the good fight of faith. Shalom.